hit that subscribe button and the bell icon beside it to check out our latest videos before anyone else. What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and these are the best features of the Honor 9 Lite. Usually I also do the tips and tricks video in the same one, but for this video, I'm going to make a separate video on the tips and tricks. I'll try to leave a link in the description, do check it out. Now with that said, let's check out the best features of the Honor 9 Lite. First would be the full view display. The best and the most noticeable features of the Honor 9 Lite is its display. It has a massive 5.65-inch display with Full HD Plus resolution in 18:9 aspect ratio. It has smaller bezels at the top and bottom and has the form factor of a Pixel 2 or a Moto G5 Plus that comes with a 5.2-inch display. Earlier there were two black bars while watching videos on YouTube, but on the latest YouTube app, we can do a pin gesture to zoom in and zoom out. So now it feels more immersive while watching videos. Now the next best thing about this phone are its cameras. It has a dual camera setup on the front and back and offers some unique features. First would be the portrait mode for the front and rear cameras. These are the sample shots taken in the portrait mode using the front and rear cameras. Obviously it's not perfect but does a pretty good job with edge detection. Surprisingly it does a better job with the front facing portrait mode. Next we have the wide aperture mode. Portrait mode works but only on humans, and that too if the camera can see your face. So in cases where you want to take a different shot with blur effect, we can use the wide aperture mode. In this mode we can also change the aperture from 0.95 to 16. Changing the aperture changes the background blur effect, and you can even change the focus point and blur intensity after you take a picture, which is super handy. Earlier I thought this was a useless feature, but it's actually quite handy. Next we have the moving picture mode, where the phone records few seconds as video every time you take a picture. It's a feature copied from the iPhone and you can get it on any phone using the MX camera app. The next best feature about this phone would be the premium glass body. This phone has a 2.5D curved glass on the front and back. It's probably not from Corning. It is currently the cheapest phone in the Indian market that comes with a complete glass design on the front and rear for as low as 11,000 rupees. I personally like the blue color. I think it'll hide the smudges, but I couldn't get it, so I went with the black one, which still looks pretty good and hides the bezels around the display on the front. Next it has a very unique feature called Wi-Fi bridge, which is something we rarely see. This feature allows you to share your existing Wi-Fi connection to multiple devices. Your phone can act like a hotspot using the current Wi-Fi connection. Yes, it doesn't make sense and you might never need it. But this is actually a super useful feature if you travel a lot and visit places with limited Wi-Fi access like hotels, airports and public Wi-Fi spots. Next we have the Pro Video Recording. Unlike other phones in its price segment, this phone offers Pro Video Recording, where we can change the focus point, color balance, exposure and ISO even while recording the video. For people who record a lot of videos or use their phone for professional work, this will be a super handy feature. And I'm pretty sure no other brand offers manual video recording feature anywhere in this price segment. Next we have the App Twin in app settings. It is the same feature called as Dual Apps on Xiaomi phones with limited functionality. We can use two versions of the same application on the same phone. Like you can have two WhatsApp applications or two Facebook applications on the same phone. As of now, you can use it for only a limited number of social media apps like Facebook, WhatsApp and probably WeChat. Next we have a lot of fingerprint gestures in security settings under fingerprint ID. First we can take pictures with the fingerprint scanner. Once you enable this toggle, you can take pictures using the fingerprint scanner on the stock camera application. Unlike other phones, you need to touch and hold the fingerprint scanner to take the picture. It is very handy while taking selfies. Next we can bring down the notification bar using a gesture. Once you enable this toggle, we can do a swipe down gesture on the fingerprint scanner to bring down the notification bar. We can swipe it up again to send back the notification bar. This is a very useful feature for long phones like this. Next we can even browse pictures. Once you enable this toggle, you can use the fingerprint scanner to switch between the previous and next images in the default gallery application by swiping left or right on the fingerprint scanner. Finally, we can answer calls and stop alarms using the fingerprint scanner. All you need to do is just enable this toggle. Once again, it might not seem like much, but these features can be very handy in situations where you can't see the screen. Next we have long screenshot. You can take a normal screenshot by using the volume down and power buttons or by using the screenshot toggle. Now once you got a screenshot, you can select the scroll shot option to take a long screenshot. Once again, very few brands offer this feature. Next we have HISTEN sound enhancement. This phone doesn't come with any dedicated amp or DAC, but it comes with a software based sound enhancement to improve the audio experience on a headset. And yes, it definitely sounds better than the regular phones like Mi A1 or the Moto G5 Plus. By the way, Mi A1 has an amplifier, so it sounds louder. Doesn't mean audio quality changes. Next, we have the split screen mode. Starting with Nougat, almost all the phones have this feature where we can open two applications at the same time side by side. Just press and hold the recent apps button to open the current app in the top window, and then you can select the second application from the recent apps. Or else you can go to the home screen, open the app drawer and select any application you want. On this phone, you get a button at the center, and when you click it, you get two options. First one is to swap the two applications, and the second one is to close the current application, which is once again nothing unique, but super handy. Next we have some motion controls. Let's start with double tap to wake and sleep. Once you enable this toggle, we can wake up your device by simply double tapping the screen. So when the display is locked and the screen is blank, simply double tap it to wake, and when you're in the lock screen, you can double tap the screen once again in an empty area and it will go back to sleep. This can be quite useful sometimes. Next we have a feature called 3-finger screenshot. Once you enable this toggle, we can take screenshots by simply swiping down with 3 fingers. This is one of my favorite features on this phone. Next we have the option to flip to mute. Once you enable this toggle, you can flip the phone for incoming calls, alarms and timers. Once again, a very useful feature. Next we have the ultra power saving mode. Once you enable it, apart from the selected 8 applications, all the apps running in the background will be killed and stopped from running. Because of that, you will see a significant improvement in battery life. Unlike other phones, on this phone, you can choose any app to use in this mode, and we can also use Wi-Fi and mobile data in this mode, which is once again a great thing. Next we have the smart resolution mode. If you don't want to use the battery saver mode or the ultra power saver mode and still want to improve battery life, you can enable smart resolution. Once you enable it, it will change the resolution of the screen depending on the task you're doing. For regular tasks like calls and messages, screen resolution goes down, and for games and videos, screen resolution goes up, and thereby improving the battery life. Next we have a feature to optimize your phone to improve the battery life. Usually many people complain about low battery life without knowing what's draining the battery on their phone. And with a simple click of this button, you can make some changes to improve the battery life. By the way, it disables auto sync, so you won't receive mails and stuff automatically. So if you don't want that to happen, enable sync manually once you optimized your phone. I know this particular feature isn't impressive, but it's of great use for a basic user. Next we have the one-handed mode. This phone is fairly small in terms of form factor. It can easily fit in a single hand, but using it single-handedly is a completely different story. So in case if you want to use it in a single hand, you can enable this feature called one-handed mode using this toggle and swipe left or right on the navigation bar. Now you can use your phone single-handedly, and once you're done, you can click the blank area to make it large. Next we have a screen recorder built into the phone. You can access it from the notification toggles or by using a quick shortcut. You can press the volume up and power button both at the same time to start or stop video recording. All the videos will be saved at the same place where you can find the screenshots. Next we have the pocket mode. On this phone it is called touch disable mode, and you can find it in the smart assistant settings. Once you enable it, your phone's display will not respond to accidental touches when it's in your pocket. Next we have scheduled power on and power off. I don't know who needs it, but we have the option to automatically power on the phone and power it off using these settings. Next we have MirrorCast. With this feature we can cast the screen of your phone to a TV or projector that supports MirrorCast, or even to a Chromecast or Wi-Fi. Next we have some settings related to the navigation bar. Unlike other phones, we can change the navigation keys on this phone. So we can swap the recent tabs and back button, and even add a new button to pull down the notification bar. Next we have the navigation dock. It's a floating bubble just like the iPhone with some quick gestures. You can touch it to go back, touch and hold and swipe left or right for recent tabs, and you can simply swipe it or simply drag on it to move it around. We can use it individually or along with the navigation bar. Personally, I would go with the pie control instead. Next we have the option to show our step count on the lock screen. Once you enable this toggle in screen lock settings, your phone will count the number of steps you take and display it on the lock screen. You can also use Honor's Health app to see daily stats and the number of calories burnt. Now this is not the end of the video. We still have a lot more to cover. We have an application called Phone Manager, and it offers us a lot more features. First, we can block internet access to applications over Wi-Fi and mobile data. Next, we can block calls and messages by listing the contact details in this page. We can also choose to block all unknown numbers or all strangers that usually call over internet. We can also block messages based on keywords, which I think is a great built-in feature. We can also clear RAM, do a virus scan, change permissions, and a lot more. Next, we have a mode called Eye Comfort mode in display settings. Once you enable it, it puts a warm tint on the screen to protect your eyes at night. We can also enable it automatically based on time and even change the intensity of the tint. Next, we have an app lock built into the system. As it is built into the system, it is more secure than third-party app locks. We can set a different password for app lock and also choose to unlock locked applications using the fingerprint scanner. Next, we have File Safe, which is like a vault where we can hide files on your phone. Once again, we can use a different password and even unlock the file safe using the fingerprint scanner. It's built into the system, so it's more secure, but it lacks features. Personally, I use Gallery Vault. So guys, those were the most important features that you need to know about. We still have more, like themes, simple mode, SOS mode. We can change the display color temperature and do a lot more stuff. But I'll leave all those for you to explore. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Do check out my separate video on tips and tricks for the Honor 9 Lite. I'll try to leave a link in the description. Do check it out. If you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.